¿Hace falta que te presente a los 5 jóvenes que enamoraron a todo el mundo?
Yeah.
Party of Five, ganadora de un Globo de Oro. Una de las series más exitosas de los Estados Unidos. Party of Five. A continuación, en Hallmark Channel.
La mujer, la jueza, la madre.
La lucha cotidiana de una jueza que combina el deseo de justicia con el deseo de ser mujer. La juez Amy. Los casos más polémicos de la justicia norteamericana. Amy Brenneman, Tim Daly.
I'd like to take you to dinner.
La juez Amy. Mañana en Hallmark Channel. En Australia, las mujeres son más suaves que la seda.
You look absolutely beautiful.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Y más fuertes que el acero.
Claire! Just spent hours like you and Becky the
Las hijas de McCloud. Nueva temporada. Mañana en Hallmark Channel.
This kind of job is not for everyone.
I told you to advocate for a child.
I thought that I was...
don't!
Nicholas Fallen era uno de los mejores abogados de la ciudad. Pero un error cambió su camino y ahora debe proteger a los niños.
Something bad?
Got arrested for drugs. Want to get a drink?
Did you just ask me out?
No. Want to take me on Hunter's case?
Yes.
Remember you said that.
El Guardián. Los domingos en Hallmark Channel.
This is not an easy job. You know what it's about. You found out the hard way. Now you've got to think seriously if you still want to do it. And you may decide it's not how you want to earn a living. It's okay. But be certain in your own mind. Should you return, you know what's required.
Los guardaespaldas en Hallmark Channel. Lugar correcto, mal momento. Mal momento, mujer equivocada. Mujer correcta, mal momento.
Lizzie.
Momento correcto, mujer correcta. Y ahora, ¿qué podría andar mal? Richard Roxburgh y Cate Blanchett, nominada por la Academia. Suerte que conocí a Lizzie en Hallmark Channel. 3 grandes directores en Historias de Nueva York. Martin Scorsese pinta un amor no correspondido.
I love you.
Love me? You just need me around.
Francis Ford Coppola muestra una niña muy especial. Y Woody Allen, como siempre, no puede manejar a su madre.
Sheldon, where have you been? I've been looking all over for you.
Historias de Nueva York, solo en Hallmark Channel. Hallmark Channel presenta James Dean.
I want to be great.
Jimmy, you're fantastic.
La historia del chico malo de Hollywood. Toda la verdad de un indomable que vivió entre el éxito y la velocidad. Para unos, solo un pequeño bastardo. Para otros, un ídolo sin igual. James Dean, solo en Hallmark Channel.
4, 3, 2.
The Hallmark Channel proudly presents the true life story of one of the most renowned and beloved writers of all time.
It says here that one day, the whole of Copenhagen will be lit up. In your honor, Hans.
Hans Christian Andersen was born into poverty and obscurity.
People love your stories, Hans.
But he lived in a world filled with fantasy and imagination.
Marvel, what you do is a marvel.
You're going to be world famous, young man.
As Hans goes through his life and he picks up all these different things, he's constantly working on his stories. And in the film, at each opportune moment, it goes into his imagination.
All the fairy stories that we see in the film, the Hallmark film, are populated by the characters around Hans in his day-to-day life. Yetta's character is that she's his best friend, his soulmate, and she loves him.
You must go after him.
And I get to play Gerda in the Snow Queen as well. And it's just like every childhood sort of little girl's dream come true.
The art direction, I think, is absolutely fabulous, and it's the one tool we have to bring the unreal into the world of the possible.
I'll be your queen forever.
Whatever you want, I'll do it.
In his headstrong pursuit of Jenny Lind, the princess in his life, he overlooks the woman who genuinely did love him.
I'm in love.
While his magical stories would bring joy to millions.
You can never become a mermaid again, and if you fail to win his love, your heart will break and you will turn to foam upon the water.
I'm still willing.
His own joy seemed forever out of reach.
Why cannot I speak my heart except in fairy tales? For eternity.
I think the fairy tales to Hans were very much a way of escaping the harshness of his own reality.
As with a lot of creative geniuses, he was a virtually impossible man to live with. He had awful shortcomings. I mean, he was chaotic. He was incredibly demanding. Here was a clue to a very intriguing life, a life which he saw as a fairy story, from desperate rags to riches, poverty actually, starvation, bread life, to being the most fated writer in Europe.
Life very often isn't like a fairy tale.
My life has been.
It's nice to include the ones which are best known: the Snow Queen, the Little Mermaid, the Match Girl, Thumbelina, the Princess and the Pea.
What's happening?
It's the Snow Queen!
The fairy tale sequences are fantastical, with effects that you haven't seen before. The sense of reality and fantasy gives it a truly magical quality.
Whole scene where he totally fantasizes that he's in China, and he brings all these vases to life.
You have to keep singing or it won't work.
The whole set done in blue and white, all the costumes and makeup in blue and white.
Oh my.
When you're designing fantasy costumes, the fun of it is really to be able to let your imagination, the creativity just run away with you. This is the Sea Witch's costume, and the idea really was that she'd been under the sea for a very long time, so it's a bit mouldery and sort of seaweedy and decaying, really.
We shot the film in Potsdam, Germany, because it is the most beautiful place with a fairy tale atmosphere. It had palaces, it had old streets and houses, it had wonderful woodland areas.
You're my swan bird.
So what he does have is an absolute, astonishing innocence in human love.
There you are. We've all been a match girl, we've all been the ugly duckling, we've all been these things. And he's always holding the flame for the underdog in a way.
Come share in the Hallmark Channel's celebration of the heartbreaking yet triumphant rags to riches story that was Hans Christian Andersen's own incredible life. Hans Christian Andersen, My Life as a Fairy Tale. It will leave you believing that anything is possible.
¿Hace falta que te presente a los 5 jóvenes que enamoraron a todo el mundo?
Yeah.
Party of Five, ganadora de un Globo de Oro.
Think about it, what?
Una de las series más exitosas de los Estados Unidos. Party of Five. A continuación, en Hallmark Channel. El detective Frost no juega según las reglas, pero siempre logra hacer su trabajo. El tiempo se acaba para encontrar al asesino de Tim. ¿Quién disparó el tiro final? ¿Su esposa? ¿Su amante? ¿O el líder de una organización de contrabando? Las respuestas a este dilema están en la segunda parte de En la línea de fuego, el próximo martes en Hallmark Channel. Los hombres contraatacan.
You have something they won't have anything!
y van a usar todas sus armas. Bruce Willis, Nicolas Cage, Will Smith, Benicio del Toro, Harrison Ford y muchos, muchos más en un ciclo exclusivo de 8 grandes películas. Sí, 8 grandes películas. Código Hombre, del 10 al 17 de noviembre, en Hallmark Channel. Jim Henson.